What happened was we announced over the megaphone that he was kidnapped, and we had also let them know the court case in San Diego that set the precedent for our being able to chalk on the sidewalk. It wasn't vandalism, it was chalk. And the mayor's office had already discussed this issue because the deputies had come out and admitted it had been discussed. And the fact that the mayor's personal bodyguard comes out and makes a decision that it's okay to break the law and snatch him, I mean, this is a crucial thing that people need to pay attention to. Yeah,
What's a snatch?
even-
What's a snatch
Like, he
mean?
just walks up in front of me, and I mean, like, I didn't even have an inch between me and his face, and he's like, what you're doing right there is vandalism. And he's like, turn around.
Totally illegal.
Turn around and what?
Since he couldn't find any cuffs on him, he just grabbed my hands and gripped my hands until he got me inside the building. Until somebody had a pair of cuffs.
And then they put cuffs on you and they stuck you in that little room.
Yep.
Were you in there by yourself?
No, there was a lady from DHS that was recording us that day that went down there. There was there's an SFPD officer, and there were 2 sheriffs down there.
Were you ever alone?
No, they were all down there. I never. They kept me in that cage. They had their moments where they turned their back to me while they're waiting for another officer to come down. And they would just talk amongst each other, and I'd just be sitting there in the chair.
And they didn't explain to you why you were cooling your heels?
No.
Is the mayor's personal bodyguard or whatever he is he part of the same sheriff's contingent that does the city hall? Or?
That's why I'm not sure.
He was dressed in plain clothes every
Yeah,
time I saw him.
How do you know he was the mayor's personal bodyguard?
We're not positive, but it was like the same
He came
two
out on
guys
the
that keep
balcony a
coming out on the
couple
balcony in the suit.
Second floor balcony?
And it's, yeah.
Who came out of the balcony? Ed
The guy
Lee?
who
The
snatched
guy
him.
that snatched me.
Oh, so he's from Ed Lee's office.
Well,
Go on the
that's our
second floor on
assumption.
that end of the building.
That's the assumption. Yeah. So, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like what happened to the guy who wrote the story about Edward Snowden and is a whistleblower on all this NSA stuff. They got his partner in an airport in London and did the same thing to him. The same. Were you frightened?
Well, no. I know that when they go to arrest me, I knew that they were trying to get a rise out of me, and I did the complete opposite.
Yeah, I think it's better.
I complied with him as close as I wanted and I felt comfortable with. And I even assisted the officer in putting the other cuff on my hand. And there was a moment where the Asian officer that was speaking to me, he said, "Is there anything we can do for you? Is there any questions I should have?" And I just asked him. I had the perfect opportunity. I said, "Why aren't you out here protecting your people? Why aren't you protecting other people in the streets? I'm not talking about just Occupy San Francisco. I'm talking about all over your city." And none of them could say anything to me in that. Their heads hung.
Because they don't protect and serve anymore, they control and contain.
Yeah. If we worked to get tasers out of the city. If they had had tasers now, you would have gotten tased down there because the sheriffs were down there and they do have tasers. SFPD don't. But I can guarantee you, if they had them, you would have been tased down there, or you would have been in danger of being tased.
Well, see, that's why I remained completely calm. I gave them absolutely 0 reasons. I mean, I didn't
don't always
flinch.
need one.
I mean, calm breathing. I gave them no reason to even jump.
Well, Ken's right. They don't always pay attention to that, but in your case, it worked.
And